Capricorn, listen to me right now, because what I'm about to tell you is not random, and it's not just another message floating in the air. It is for you, and you know it deep inside. There are people in your life who do not want to see you rise. There are names, faces, and voices surrounding you that have been carefully trying to stop you, sometimes without you even realizing it. These are not strangers, Capricorn. These are people you know, people you trusted, people who smiled in your face, but secretly hoped you would never reach the place you're destined for. And the truth is this: their mission has always been the same: to stop you from receiving the $1 million blessing that has already been written in your destiny. You can feel it, can't you? That heavy weight that comes every time something good is about to happen in your life. You work hard, you stay disciplined, you pour your energy into building a better future, yet just when the breakthrough is close, something shifts. Plans collapse, opportunities vanish, people change their words, promises fade away, and you're left wondering, why does this always happen to me? But what you didn't know until this moment is that it wasn't just life testing you, it was people close to you pulling invisible strings in the shadows. They are the ones who smile when you're down, but frown when you succeed. They are the ones who whisper doubts into your ears when your spirit is shouting dreams. Capricorn, destiny is calling you, but you must know this truth. Every time you tried to rise higher, there was someone quietly hoping you wouldn't make it. And this is why your $1 million blessing has been delayed. But now the truth is being revealed. By the time this message ends, the veil will be lifted. You will know exactly who they are, not by their names in this world, but by the way your spirit reacts when you hear them described. Even now, as these words reach you, faces are flashing in your mind. Don't ignore it. That is your confirmation. You felt it before, haven't you? That strange silence when you announce good news, that fake laughter when you share your dreams, that sudden distance when you take a bold step forward. These were not coincidences. These were signs, hints, warnings from the universe trying to tell you that not everyone clapping for you is clapping for your success. Some clap only to cover the sound of their envy. Some smile only to hide the shadow of their jealousy. And Capricorn, these very people are the ones who tried to block your $1 million blessing. But here is the good news: the blessing is still yours. The money, the opportunity, the breakthrough, it was written long before these people even thought of you. It cannot be erased, but it can be delayed if you are blind to the truth. And that is why this message has found you today. This is not chance. This is divine timing. You are hearing this because the season of delay is ending and the season of revelation is beginning. Now listen carefully. This part is important. If you can feel this message tugging at your spirit, if your chest feels heavy, if your eyes are stinging with tears because you recognize the truth in these words, then you must declare it right now. Speak it into the atmosphere. Write it in the comments. Say, I claim my $1 million, because the act of declaring it begins to break their hold over you. The universe aligns with those who claim their destiny, not with those who doubt it. And Capricorn, you were never meant to doubt. You were meant to conquer. Think back on the last few months. The moments you thought you were finally winning, only for everything to collapse at the last second. The job that slipped away, the money that never reached your hands, the friend who betrayed you, the lover who turned cold. None of these were random. All of them were pieces of the same puzzle, part of the same storm designed to keep you trapped in cycles of almost, but never complete. That cycle ends today. The truth is being revealed, and revelation always comes before elevation. I know you're tired. I know you've asked yourself, why me? Why does it feel like every step forward comes with 2 steps back? But Capricorn, the very fact that you have endured this long is proof that the blessing is real. The enemy doesn't fight the empty, they fight the full. And you, Capricorn, are full of destiny, full of purpose, full of wealth that the world has not yet seen. That $1 million blessing is not a fantasy. It is already written in your timeline. That's why so many people tried to block it. That's why you've been attacked so heavily. Have you noticed how some people in your life only show up when you're down? Have you noticed how they seem more comfortable when you're struggling than when you're shining? That's because your light exposes their shadows. Your strength reveals their weakness. Your $1 million destiny makes them feel small. And instead of rising with you, they'd rather hold you down. But Capricorn, the hold is breaking. Even now, as these words reach you, their grip is slipping. Capricorn, hear this clearly. There are no coincidences in this moment. You were led to this message because it was time. Time for your eyes to open. Time for your spirit to awaken. Time for you to see that the delay was not denial. The blessing was not stolen, it was preserved. Preserved for the moment when you would finally be strong enough to hold it without losing it. And that moment, Capricorn, is now. So I will tell you again, declare it. Say it aloud, write it boldly. I claim my $1 million. This is not just a statement, it is an act of faith, an act of war, an act of breaking chains. Every word you speak carries power. Every word you type carries vibration. And when you claim what is yours, no enemy, no hidden hand, no jealous spirit can take it away. Look back at your journey. Do you realize how much you've survived? The betrayals that could have broken you, the disappointments that could have destroyed you, the loneliness that could have silenced you. And yet here you are, stronger, wiser, more determined than ever. Capricorn, this is the proof that the million is already yours. You survived because you had to. You endured because the blessing needed you alive and ready. You walked through fire, and now you carry gold. And here's the final truth of this moment. The very people who tried to stop you will one day witness your rise. They will see the $1 million blessing land in your hands. They will watch as you step into rooms they never thought you'd enter, sign deals they never thought you'd reach, and live a life they never thought you deserved. And when that day comes, they will realize that their efforts were wasted. Because destiny delayed is not destiny denied. Capricorn, this is your awakening. This is your moment of truth. This is the season when the curtain is pulled back, when the fake smiles are exposed, when the hidden enemies are revealed, and when the $1 million blessing begins to move closer into your hands. So listen closely, your life is about to shift, and nothing will ever be the same again. If you feel this message in your bones, if you know these words are speaking directly to your life, then don't stay silent. Type it now. I claim my $1 million. Because what you claim, you attract. What you declare, you create. And Capricorn, the million is waiting for you to step forward and take it. This is only the beginning. The names of those against you will be revealed in ways you cannot ignore. The delays will transform into doors, and the wealth you've been waiting for will finally find you. Prepare yourself, Capricorn. The blessing is near, and the world is about to witness your rise. Capricorn, now that the veil has been lifted and your spirit has begun to stir, I must take you deeper. Because it is not enough to know that enemies exist around you. You must begin to see their faces, to hear their whispers, to recognize the patterns they leave behind in your life. They are close, closer than you think. And the moment I begin to describe them, your heart will race, your mind will recall their names, and your spirit will confirm the truth. These are not strangers. These are the people you once trusted with your dreams, your secrets, even your tears. And yet, they are the ones trying to stop you from receiving what is rightfully yours, your $1 million blessing, the financial destiny already marked for your hands. Think carefully about the people around you. There is one who always wears a smile, always seems supportive, always finds the right words to keep peace. But beneath that smile hides a bitterness they cannot control. This is the jealous friend. They call you family, they laugh with you, they even pretend to celebrate you, but when you are not in the room, their tongue drips venom. They compare themselves to you, and every time you take one step ahead, their heart sinks deeper in envy. You've noticed it, their eyes when you share good news, the forced laughter, the silence when you tell them about your progress. Capricorn, one of the names blocking your $1 million belongs to this person who looks like a friend but moves like an enemy. Have you not felt the energy shift when you achieved something small? Perhaps it was just a little promotion, a new opportunity, or even a moment of recognition. Instead of clapping, they went quiet. Instead of encouraging you, they found reasons to warn you, reasons to discourage you. That wasn't love. It was jealousy hiding behind the mask of advice. They told you, be careful, not because they wanted you safe, but because they couldn't stand the thought of you rising higher. They whispered, maybe it's not the right time, not because of wisdom, but because your success would expose their stagnation. Capricorn, this is one of the enemies that doesn't want you to reach your $1 million. Then there is another, the silent doubter. They are subtle, almost invisible. They never openly criticize you, but they plant seeds of doubt in your spirit. They are the ones who frown slightly when you share your dream, the ones who change the subject quickly, the ones who always point out obstacles but never solutions. You know them because every time you leave their presence, your confidence feels smaller, your fire feels weaker. They don't attack you with fists, They attack you with sighs, with silence, with that look in their eyes that says, "I don't believe in you." And you, Capricorn, because of your loyal heart, have carried their doubt without realizing it. Their energy has slowed your journey, delayed your blessing, weighed down your spirit. One of the names trying to stop your million belongs to this silent doubter, the one who pretends to care but secretly wants you to give up. Think back to the moments when you shared your boldest visions. How did they respond? Did they lift you, or did they leave you questioning yourself? Remember the last time you walked away from a conversation and suddenly felt like maybe you were dreaming too big? That wasn't your spirit talking, Capricorn. That was their seed growing inside of you. They don't know it, but they have been used as vessels of delay, pushing your million further away every time you allowed their words to settle in your heart. But the list of enemies doesn't end with friends and doubters. No, Capricorn, it goes deeper into the very roots of your bloodline. The most painful truth is that sometimes the enemy shares your last name. One of the names holding back your $1 million is a family member. They smile at you during gatherings, they call you when they need something, they act concerned about your life, but beneath it all, they resent you. Because every step forward you take is a reminder of the steps they refuse to take. Your ambition is an insult to their comfort. Your discipline is a mirror reflecting their laziness. Your light exposes the shadows they've been hiding in for years. Capricorn, you've noticed it, haven't you? At times, you felt unsupported by your own family. At times, you wondered why they never believed in your vision, why they laughed at your goals, why they dismissed your achievements as luck or a phase. But your spirit knew it all along. They were threatened. Threatened by your potential, by your strength, by the fact that you are chosen to carry a blessing greater than anything they've ever touched. And so, instead of lifting you, they held you down. Instead of supporting you, they criticized you. Instead of celebrating you, they compared you to others. This is not love, Capricorn. This is disguised envy. There is also the old connection, the ghost from your past. They show up in cycles, always when you are about to step into something great. It could be an ex-lover, a childhood friend, or someone you once trusted deeply. They don't come back to celebrate you, they come back to distract you. Notice how every time you're close to a breakthrough, suddenly someone from your past reaches out, suddenly old emotions resurface, suddenly you're tempted to revisit old wounds. This is not coincidence, Capricorn. This is sabotage. The person is not returning to reconnect. They are returning to pull you back into the old cycle that your million cannot exist in. One of the names trying to stop your blessing is this person from your past who reappears like a shadow whenever your light grows too bright. Capricorn, pause and breathe. As you hear these words, do you feel the chill running down your spine? Do you feel the truth vibrating in your chest? That is your spirit confirming it. Even now, faces are flashing before your eyes. You know the jealous friend. You know the silent doubter. You know the family member. You know the old connection. They have been revealed to you not because you asked, but because the time has come for you to see clearly. For too long, you've been fighting invisible battles, but now the masks are falling. Do not be afraid of this revelation, for revelation is the first step to liberation. The million is still yours. The blessing has not been stolen, only delayed. And the reason it was delayed was because you needed to know who could not come with you into your next season. Capricorn, your million is not just money. It is a destiny, a responsibility, a key to higher levels of life. And the universe will not allow you to carry the weight of it while surrounded by enemies pretending to be friends. Now that you see them, you must make a choice. Will you continue to pour into those who secretly drain you? Will you continue to carry those who hope you never arrive? Or will you step into your power, release the weights, and claim the blessing that has been waiting for you? This is the moment of decision, Capricorn. And I will tell you this, the moment you let go of the names that weigh you down, the million will begin to flow towards you like a river released from a dam. So declare it now, say it aloud, type it boldly. I release every enemy and I claim my $1 million. For what you release makes room for what you receive. And Capricorn, the $1 million blessing cannot flow into a cup already filled with poison. Empty the cup, remove the names, and watch as abundance pours in. Capricorn, do you feel it? The shift already happening inside you, that is not just emotion, that is alignment. You are stepping into the frequency of wealth, and nothing, not even the enemies you now recognize, can block you anymore. For the truth has been revealed, and once you see the truth, you can never be blind again. This is your moment, Capricorn. The jealous friend is exposed. The silent doubter is revealed. The family member is unmasked. The old connection is identified. They no longer have power over you. Their whispers cannot stop your roar. Their envy cannot dim your light. Their plans cannot erase your destiny. The $1 million is yours, and nothing can take it away. So rise now, speak now, claim now. For this is not the end of the story, it is only the beginning. And in the chapters that follow, you will see even greater revelations, greater victories, and the unstoppable flow of blessings that were always meant to be yours. Capricorn, lean in now, because what I am about to tell you will not just sound like words. It will sound like your life being read back to you, piece by piece, page by page, as if every hidden struggle you've endured is finally being explained. This is not just another moment. This is the moment where everything you question begins to make sense. You see the battles you've faced, the delays you've endured, the sleepless nights where you wondered if your hard work would ever pay off. They were not accidents. They were proof of a war being fought in the unseen, a war over your $1 million destiny. And if you've been wondering why life feels heavier for you than for others, why every inch of progress comes with storms, it is because you, Capricorn, are carrying something that others do not. You are carrying the weight of wealth, the promise of abundance, the contract of destiny written in your name. Let me tell you this truth plainly. The million is not a fantasy, it is not a faraway dream. It is a spiritual inheritance already set aside for you. The reason you have struggled so hard is because you were chosen to steward it. And when something this powerful is placed on your life, do not be surprised that enemies appear. Do not be surprised that friends turn strange. Do not be surprised that even family members rise against you. Because what you carry is too great for weak hands, and the battle over it reveals just how valuable it is. Capricorn, I want you to think about your journey so far. Every disappointment, every closed door, every betrayal, it has been shaping you. You thought those moments were setbacks, but they were actually preparations. You see, the universe, the divine, the higher power, whatever name you give it, will never hand $1 million blessing into the hands of someone who cannot yet protect it. That is why you had to be tested. That is why you had to face storms. That is why you had to endure betrayals. Because only through these fires would you develop the strength to hold the weight of what is coming. And oh, the weight of it, Capricorn. $1 million is not just money, it is opportunity, influence, freedom. It is the ability to lift not only yourself, but others. It is the key to breaking generational curses and rewriting your family's story. But here is the prophetic fact. The blessing does not come without resistance. And that is why you have been facing such unusual warfare. The delays in your finances, the sudden collapses of opportunities, the strange timing of betrayals, these are not coincidences. These are signs of the spiritual battle over your destiny. Have you noticed how right when you are closest to a breakthrough, distractions appear? Suddenly, someone from your past reaches out. Suddenly, doubts fill your mind. Suddenly, unexpected expenses drain your resources. This is not random. This is resistance. The moment you start walking towards your million, the enemy starts sending attacks designed to pull you back into old cycles. But listen closely, Capricorn. The very fact that these attacks come right before your breakthrough is the proof that your breakthrough is real. The resistance is the evidence of the blessing. Think about the times when you almost gave up, when you said to yourself, maybe this isn't for me, maybe I should just settle, maybe my dreams are too big. And yet something inside you refused to die. That something was your destiny whispering, hold on, don't quit, you're closer than you think. Capricorn, you understand what that means. It means that even when you tried to walk away from your calling refused to walk away from you. That $1 million blessing is magnetized to your name, and no matter how far you wandered, it keeps pulling you back. Now let me tell you about the enemies in this part of the battle. They are not only external, they are spiritual forces that attach themselves to people and circumstances. Sometimes they use a jealous friend, sometimes a doubting family member, sometimes your own fears. Their goal is always the same, to keep you locked in cycles of delay. But here's the revelation, you were never meant to stay stuck. You were meant to rise. The cycles were only meant to test your endurance, not to deny your blessing. Capricorn, I want you to remember this. The vault of your blessing is already open. The million is already released. The only thing standing between you and it has been the distractions and the delays. And now, because your eyes are opening, because your spirit is awakening, because you are starting to see clearly those delays are about to end. Can you feel it? Even as you hear these words, something inside you is stirring. That is not just emotion, that is the vibration of alignment. Your spirit is recognizing the truth and beginning to rise into it. Have you ever wondered why you are different, Capricorn? Why you never fit in fully? Why you always felt like an outsider, even in your own family? It is because you were chosen to break the cycle. You were chosen to carry wealth, discipline, and power in a way others could not. That is why you had to be separated. That is why your path was lonely. That is why people misunderstood you. They didn't see what you were carrying, but the universe did. And that $1,000,000 blessing is proof that you were never meant to be ordinary. Let me take you deeper into the metaphor. Imagine a locked vault. Inside that vault is everything you have ever dreamed of: money, freedom, success, stability, peace. The vault has always been yours, but enemies have tried to keep the key away from you. They whispered doubts, they planted fears, they caused betrayals, they stirred distractions. But here's the truth, Capricorn: the key has never left your hand. You've always had it. You just didn't realize it. And the moment you realize it, the moment you decide to stop listening to their voices and start trusting your own, the vault opens. And when it opens, everything shifts. Opportunities flow that you once thought were impossible. People come into your life who genuinely support you. Doors swing wide that were once slammed shut. The delays dissolve, and suddenly, what you waited years for comes rushing in all at once. That is what your $1,000,000 blessing looks like, Capricorn. Not a slow trickle, but a flood. And that flood is closer than you think. Capricorn, your discipline has been the anchor holding you together. You work harder than most, you carry responsibilities others run from, you endure storms without complaint. That is why the million is yours. It is not because of luck. It is because of who you are. Your endurance has proven you are worthy. Your patience has proven you are ready. Your pain has proven you can handle it. And now, the test is ending. The blessing is beginning. But here is the warning: you must protect it. You cannot allow the same enemies who delayed you to steal from you once it arrives. You cannot hand your million into the hands of the jealous friend, the silent doubter, the draining family member, the ghost from your past. They do not deserve access to your next level. And so, you must rise with wisdom. You must recognize that not everyone who claps for you is for you. Some clap only to cover the sound of their envy. Some smile only to hide their bitterness. Some draw close only to steal. Capricorn, the million demands that you open your eyes fully. This is your prophetic truth. Your $1,000,000 destiny is unstoppable. It was written before you were born. It has followed you through every storm. It has survived every betrayal. And it is about to manifest in your life in ways you cannot yet imagine. Do you believe it? Do you feel it? Then seal it, say it, write it, claim it. I unlock my $1,000,000 destiny. Say it aloud so the air hears you. Write it so your spirit remembers it. Declare it so the universe aligns with it. For what you declare, you attract, and what you attract, you will hold. Capricorn, this is not the end, it is the turning point. The battle has been fierce because the blessing is near. The enemies have been loud because the breakthrough is close. The storm has been heavy because the sun is about to shine brighter than ever before. Hold on, because the million is not just coming, it is already here, waiting for you to claim it. And nothing, not even the enemies named or unnamed, can take it away. So prepare yourself, Capricorn, for the vault is opening, the flood is coming, and your life is about to change forever. Capricorn, lean in closely, because what I'm about to say is not just a story. It is the unraveling of what you've been sensing deep in your spirit, but couldn't fully put into words. This part will open your eyes to a pattern that has been repeated in your life, sometimes silently, sometimes so loud that you couldn't ignore it. Yet each time it left you drained, confused, and questioning why you always feel empty after certain people leave your presence. This is where I reveal to you the truth about the energy drainers and the fake friends, the ones whose names are written in the shadows of your story, trying to hold you back from the $1,000,000 blessing that is already hovering near you. You've been battling them without even realizing they've been the ones creating delays and detours. Have you noticed how every time you take a step forward, someone suddenly needs your help? Every time you get a breakthrough, someone suddenly calls with a crisis. Capricorn, that is no coincidence. This is the mark of an energy drainer. They are disguised as friends, sometimes even as lovers, but their pattern is always the same. They come with open hands and desperate eyes, pulling at your time, your money, your emotions, and your energy. And while you're busy rescuing them, your own dreams sit on the shelf collecting dust. Doesn't it feel too familiar? That's because it's real. Capricorn, I want you to think back. Think about the last time you felt unstoppable, motivated, full of ideas, ready to conquer everything in front of you. Do you remember how suddenly a friend's voice called out to you with a story of struggle? They needed money, they needed advice, they needed you to solve a problem they created. And because your heart is strong but soft, because you are a builder by nature, you rushed in to fix it. But what happened after? That unstoppable fire you had inside began to dim. That focus you had was scattered. And when you returned to your goals, the momentum was gone. This, Capricorn, is not a coincidence, it's a strategy. The truth is, these fake friends have learned something about you. They know your heart is loyal, they know your spirit is generous. And they know your discipline is strong, so they drain you not by force, but by manipulation. They make you feel guilty if you say no. They make you question yourself if you choose your dream over their problem. And slowly, without you noticing, they trap you in a cycle where your energy serves their survival but never fuels your destiny. That is why I tell you, one of the names blocking your million belongs to someone who has never celebrated you unless you were useful to them. Have you realized how you are always the first to pick up the phone when they call, but they are never there when you are the one in need? You could be at your lowest point, struggling with battles they don't even understand, yet when you look for their support, they are nowhere to be found. They disappear into silence. But the moment your light shines again, the moment you start to rise, they appear suddenly, smiling, pretending, draining. Capricorn, deep down you've always felt it, this imbalance, this unfair exchange, and it has left you wondering why you always feel tired, even when you've done nothing physically demanding. This is because they are pulling from your spirit. They take from your emotional well until you are empty, then leave you to figure out how to refill yourself. And the most dangerous part is this: they never admit it. They will smile in your face, laugh with you, and tell you that you are their rock. But what they will never tell you is that they are terrified of you outgrowing them. They are afraid that once you step into your million-dollar blessing, you will no longer be within their reach. So they create small fires to keep you distracted, always running to put out flames instead of building the empire you were destined for. Capricorn, doesn't this sound like the pattern of your life? You're moving forward, you're focused, you're finally ready to make progress, and then suddenly a friend calls, an emergency appears, a demand rises. And because you care, you pause your journey. Yet when you look back, you've spent weeks, months, even years carrying other people's burdens. The scary truth is this: they are not just asking for help, they are delaying your destiny. Every hour you pour into their chaos is an hour stolen from your million-dollar dream. And the reason you never fully cut them off is because of loyalty. Loyalty is your strength, Capricorn, but in the wrong hands, it becomes your weakness. They know you will stand by them no matter what. They know you will sacrifice your own needs for theirs, and they use it against you. Think about the times you've cancelled your own plans just to show up for someone else, only to realize later they didn't even value the sacrifice you made. Think about the nights you've stayed awake, worrying about their problems while they slept soundly, knowing Capricorn will figure it out. That's the trap. But here's the prophetic truth: these energy drainers are part of the test before your blessing. They appear right before the breakthrough to see if you will choose them or choose yourself. And Capricorn, until you recognize them, they will keep reappearing, wearing different faces but repeating the same pattern. They want to keep you small, not because they don't love you, but because they cannot imagine living in a world where you have risen far above them. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Their name has already appeared in your mind as I speak. That friend who never supports unless they need something. That person who always has an excuse when you invite them to celebrate, but is always available when they need to borrow money. That so-called confidant who claps for you in public, but criticizes you in private. Yes, Capricorn, these are the names trying to block your million-dollar blessing. Now let me tell you something deeper. The energy drainer doesn't just take from your resources, they also take from your spirit alignment. Every time you invest in them, you shift your vibration lower. And when your vibration lowers, the million-dollar opportunities pass by unnoticed. You wonder why others receive sudden breakthroughs while yours are delayed. It is because your energy is scattered, misused, and tied to people who are not walking with you into destiny. But here's the suspenseful twist, Capricorn. They can only drain you as long as you allow them to. The moment you say no, the moment you cut the cord, their power over you ends. It is not their hand that blocks your million, it is your open door that lets them in. The key has been in your hand all along. And the universe, the divine, the creator, whatever you call it, is waiting for you to finally step into your authority and close the door to those who come only to take. So I ask you, Capricorn, are you ready to see the truth for what it is? Because the names of those trying to stop your million are not hidden anymore. They have shown themselves in their patterns. You don't need me to list them, you already know. The one who drains you is the one who blocks you. And once you free yourself, no fake friend, no energy thief, no manipulator will ever have the power to stop what is already written for you. Capricorn, if this has spoken to your soul, declare it with me now. Say aloud, I close the doors to energy drainers. I reclaim my strength. I step into my $1,000,000 destiny. And if you feel it burning inside, drop it in the comments. I reclaim my $1,000,000 destiny. This is how you shift the energy. This is how you tell the universe you're ready. And this is how you step beyond the reach of every fake friend and every drainer that has been trying to hold you back. Your blessing is waiting. The question is, will you keep carrying their weight, or will you finally walk freely into the $1,000,000 life that has always been yours? Capricorn, listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal will make your heart beat faster and your mind replay moments from your life that you never fully understood until now. This is the moment where the veil lifts, and you see clearly what has been happening behind the curtain of your story. We have already spoken about those who smile in your face while plotting in secret, about the family members whose hidden envy cuts deeper than words, about the energy drainers and the fake friends who pull at you until you feel empty. But now, Capricorn, I must reveal to you the presence of the jealous observer, the silent watcher whose eyes follow you everywhere you go, who lurks in the shadows of your progress, waiting for any moment where you might stumble. This is not imagination, and it is not paranoia. This is a prophetic unveiling of truth that your spirit has already whispered to you late at night when you felt unseen eyes watching you. Capricorn, you know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. You post something online, you share an achievement, you step into a new opportunity, and suddenly you feel the eyes on you. You notice how your stories get viewed by the same people every day, yet those people never clap for you, never comment, never encourage, never support. They sit silently, pretending they don't care, but their eyes never leave your progress. These are the jealous observers, the ones who study your every move because they are too afraid to make their own. And here's the chilling truth. One of the names of those trying to stop you from receiving your $1,000,000 blessing belongs to someone who watches you more than they watch their own life. You see, Capricorn, jealousy doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it hides behind silence, behind stillness, behind the mask of indifference. But silence can be louder than applause. Think about it. How many times have you noticed that certain people go completely quiet the moment you share good news? They don't clap, they don't congratulate, they don't even ask questions. Instead, they vanish into silence, as if your success threatens their very existence. And yet they are always watching, always paying attention, always tracking your every step. That, Capricorn, is not coincidence. That is spiritual opposition dressed in quiet observation. Let me paint this picture clearly. Imagine walking into a room filled with people, some smiling, some greeting you warmly, but in the corner someone just sits quietly, their eyes fixed on you, not with joy, not with admiration, but with something darker, resentment mixed with curiosity. They want to know how you're doing it, how you're moving forward, how you're making progress. They won't ask because their pride won't let them. They won't celebrate you because their envy won't allow it. But they will watch you, and every time you rise higher, their silence deepens. Capricorn, this is the jealous observer, and they are more dangerous than the ones who openly oppose you because you cannot easily detect them. And here is the prophetic fact. The jealous observer does not always attack directly. No, they don't have to. Their energy alone, their unspoken curses, their secret wishes for your downfall can create resistance in your path if you are not spiritually guarded. When you wonder why delays come out of nowhere, why deals fall through at the last minute, why joy suddenly feels heavy after you've shared your blessing publicly, Capricorn, it is because the eyes of envy have landed on you. Their energy is like a shadow cast over your light, trying to dim what the universe has ignited in you. You've seen this before, haven't you? You've noticed how sometimes things go smoothly when you keep your plans private, but the moment you share them, obstacles arise. That is no coincidence, Capricorn. That is the power of the jealous observer. They do not need to speak a word. Their energy speaks for them. Their silence speaks louder than their mouth ever could. And the danger lies in the fact that you might still consider them harmless because they never say anything. But deep down, your spirit knows. You feel the heaviness when they watch. You sense the shift when they are near. Capricorn, here's the chilling truth that most will never tell you. Sometimes the jealous observer is someone you least expect. It might be the friend who never says a word, but is always first to view your success. It might be a coworker who pretends to ignore you, but always seems to know your moves. It might even be someone in your family who never comments, never praises, but whose silence weighs on you more than any insult could. And yes, their name is already in your mind as I speak, because your spirit has known the truth long before your mind wanted to accept it. Now let me take you deeper. Why do these jealous observers exist in your life, Capricorn? Because your light shines brighter than most. You carry a determination, a discipline, and a destiny that cannot be ignored. Even when you try to downplay yourself, even when you hide your blessings, even when you move quietly, your aura is impossible to dim. They see it, they feel it, and because they cannot match it, they choose to monitor it. They become spiritual spectators, watching from the sidelines, hoping for a stumble that will prove them right about you. But here is the good news. Their eyes cannot cancel your destiny. Their envy cannot erase what has already been written for you. Capricorn, the universe is revealing this to you now so that you will no longer be blindsided. You will no longer confuse their silence for support. You will no longer interpret their stillness as neutrality. Their silence is their confession. Their lack of support is their admission. And the moment you accept this truth, you strip them of their power, because the jealous observer thrives in secrecy, thrives in being unnoticed. But when you see them, when you acknowledge the pattern, you take away their invisible cloak. Think about the times you felt inexplicably heavy after sharing good news with certain people. Think about the strange delays that followed those moments. Think about how peace seems to stay with you when you move in silence, but the minute you open up, chaos stirs. This is the work of the jealous observer, and here is the suspenseful revelation. They are not just watching your present, they are also watching your future. They sense, even more than you sometimes, the magnitude of the blessing that is coming your way. That is why they linger in silence. That is why they keep their eyes fixed. They want to see if you will really make it. They want to witness your downfall. But Capricorn, they will be disappointed, because what is for you cannot be stolen by eyes filled with envy. But you must guard yourself, guard your energy, guard your plans. Not every dream is meant to be announced. Not every blessing is meant to be shared too soon. The jealous observer cannot attack what they cannot see. Remember this truth: privacy is protection, silence is strength. You do not owe everyone access to your process. The million-dollar blessing that is coming your way must be shielded from those who would rather watch than clap, those who would rather envy than encourage. Capricorn, this is why you have often been guided into seasons of isolation, seasons where you felt alone, misunderstood, even abandoned. It wasn't punishment, it was protection. The universe, the divine, your higher self was pulling you away from the eyes of the jealous observer so your seed could grow in secret. Just like a tree grows its roots underground before sprouting above, your destiny was hidden from sight so that the jealous observers would not uproot it before it was strong enough to stand. And now, Capricorn, the roots are strong, the foundation is unshakable, and no observer can stop the rise that is coming. But there is one final revelation. The jealous observer often reveals themselves without realizing it. Pay attention to who goes silent when you shine. Pay attention to whose energy shifts when you walk in confidence. Pay attention to who watches closely but never speaks life into you. Their silence is their signature. Their stillness is their confession. You already know their names, Capricorn, and knowing is your power. Now it is time for you to declare your freedom from their silent grip. Say aloud, right where you are, I break free from the eyes of envy. I rise above the watchers. I step boldly into my million-dollar destiny. And if you feel this truth burning inside you, type it in the comments. I rise above the jealous observer. This is how you seal it. This is how you align your energy. And this is how you protect your blessing from those who would rather watch than celebrate. Capricorn, your million-dollar blessing is unstoppable. The jealous observers can watch all they want, but they will be forced to witness your rise. And when you step fully into your destiny, their silence will turn into undeniable proof that you were chosen, that you were marked for greatness, and that no eye, no envy, no watcher could block what has always been written for you. Capricorn, it is done. You are free. You are unstoppable. And the million that is yours is already finding its way to you. Capricorn, listen to me, because what I am about to say will pierce right through the fog that has surrounded your journey. We have uncovered the smiling enemies, the hidden family opposition, the energy drainers, the jealous observers. But now, in this moment, I must reveal to you the final name, the most dangerous of them all, the one that has been standing in the shadows, yet walking beside you every single step of the way. This one is not a stranger, not a relative, not even a friend. This one looks back at you every time you look into the mirror. Capricorn, the final name that has been trying to stop you from receiving your million-dollar blessing, is your own. Yes, the self-saboteur, the hidden shadow within you. And as I speak, memories will begin to rise in you, moments when you almost had it all but slipped away, times when opportunities came but fear froze your hand, nights when you talked yourself out of what was meant to elevate you. These were not coincidences. They were the whispers of your own shadow. Capricorn, you are strong, disciplined, and destined for greatness. Everyone sees it. But what they don't know is that your strength has been at war with a secret weakness, the voice inside your mind that tells you to wait, to delay, to overthink, to shrink. That voice is the shadow self, the inner critic, the self-saboteur. And if you are honest with yourself, you know how loud it has been in your life. It is the reason you sometimes miss opportunities, the reason you sometimes say, maybe later, when the universe was screaming, now, the reason you sometimes sabotage relationships, blessings, and doors before they can even fully open. That is the truth that nobody dares tell you, but I must, because your million-dollar destiny depends on it. Think back, Capricorn. How many times have you known deep in your spirit that it was time to take a leap, apply for that contract, launch that business, invest in that idea, speak up for that promotion, yet you hesitated, and in the space of that hesitation, the opportunity vanished. You watched someone else step into what could have been yours, and you told yourself maybe it wasn't meant to be. But deep down, you knew the truth. It was meant to be yours, but the self-saboteur whispered fear into your ears. What if you fail? What if you're not ready? What if they laugh at you? And instead of stepping forward, you froze. Capricorn, doesn't this sound like your story? The self-saboteur doesn't just stop you with fear, it distracts you with perfectionism. How many times have you delayed your plans because you told yourself it wasn't perfect yet? How many times have you refused to share your gift because you thought it needed more work, more polish, more preparation? And while you waited for perfection, time passed, seasons shifted, and the blessing moved on. That was not perfection speaking, it was sabotage disguised as wisdom. The truth is, your gift was already enough. Your plan was already good. Your dream was already valid. But your shadow convinced you otherwise. And in that moment, you became your own enemy. Capricorn, the most dangerous thing about the self-saboteur is that it knows your weaknesses better than anyone else. It knows the exact words that will make you doubt yourself, the exact fears that will make you hesitate, the exact memories that will make you feel small. It whispers with the voices of the past, the failures you've experienced, the betrayals you've suffered, the rejection you've endured. And every time you are about to rise, it plays those memories like a movie reel in your mind. Remember the last time you tried and failed. Remember the time they laughed. Remember the time they left you alone. And before you know it, you've talked yourself out of destiny. Doesn't it sound familiar, Capricorn? Because deep down, you've been fighting this war all your life. But here is the prophetic truth that will set you free. The self-saboteur is not your enemy, it is your shadow. And shadows only exist when there is light. That means the very reason your self-saboteur fights so hard against you is because your light is so powerful. If you were not destined for greatness, if you were not carrying the vibration of wealth, discipline, and abundance, your shadow would not fight you. The stronger the light, the darker the shadow. And Capricorn, your light is blinding, your destiny is unshakable, your wealth is written. That is why the shadow has been so loud in your life. It is terrified of your power. Capricorn, doesn't it make sense now? Why every time you are on the verge of something great, the voices inside get louder, Why you sometimes sabotage relationships that were healthy because you felt unworthy. Why you sometimes ruin opportunities by procrastinating until the moment is gone. It is not because you are weak. It is because your breakthrough was so close that your shadow tried desperately to keep you small. And every time you listen to that voice, every time you surrender to that fear, you delay your $1,000,000 blessing. Not because it was taken from you, but because you placed it on hold yourself. But I am here to tell you something life-changing. You do not have to keep living this way. The $1,000,000 written for you is not gone. It is waiting. Your destiny is not cancelled. It is delayed. And delays are not denials. The moment you silence the shadow, the moment you break the chains of self-sabotage, the floodgates of blessing will open. The universe has been waiting for you to get out of your own way. The Creator has been waiting for you to stop doubting what was already placed inside of you. The path is clear, but it requires one thing. You must finally believe in yourself more than you believe in your fear. Capricorn, let me take you deeper. The shadow self thrives in secrecy. It thrives when you don't talk about it, when you pretend it doesn't exist, when you carry the shame of your own mistakes in silence. But the moment you shine light on it, the shadow loses its power. The moment you say aloud, "Yes, I've sabotaged myself before, but I choose differently now," you weaken its grip. And when you repeat this choice daily, choosing action over hesitation, courage over fear, progress over perfection, the shadow fades and your true self rises. And when that happens, Capricorn, nothing can stop you. Not smiling enemies, not jealous observers, not even family opposition. The only thing that could stop you was you. And once you step aside, your $1,000,000 blessing will rush into your life like a river long held back by a dam. You felt this truth before, haven't you? You've had glimpses of it, moments where you overcame your fear, moments where you acted quickly, moments where you silenced the voice of doubt. And in those moments, doors opened, blessings came, opportunities appeared. That was a preview of what your life could look like if you silenced the shadow permanently. Imagine living every day in that state of clarity, confidence, and boldness. Imagine how quickly your $1,000,000 destiny would manifest. Capricorn, it is not a dream. It is your reality waiting for you to claim it. But here's the suspenseful twist. The shadow won't go quietly. It will fight harder the closer you get to breakthrough. Even now, as I speak these words, the shadow inside you is whispering, "This is not for you. This is too much. You won't make it." That voice is trembling because it knows its time is over. The fact that you are hearing this now is the sign that the self-saboteur is being exposed and defeated. The shadow cannot survive exposure. It cannot thrive once you recognize it. And Capricorn, you recognize it now, you see it, you know it, and because of that, you are already free. Capricorn, the final truth is this: your $1,000,000 blessing is yours. It has always been yours. The enemies outside of you tried, but they could not take it. The enemies within your family tried, but they could not block it. The jealous observers watched, but they could not steal it. The only one who had the power to delay it was you. And now that you know, now that you see, now that you are choosing differently, nothing will stop what has already been written. You are the key, Capricorn. You are the gatekeeper. You are the answer. And the moment you silence the shadow, you unlock the flood of abundance waiting for you. So right here, right now, make this declaration with me. Say aloud, "I silence the shadow within me. I release the voice of fear. I rise above self-sabotage. I unlock my $1,000,000 destiny." Let those words vibrate in your spirit. And if you feel it deep inside, if you are ready to step out of your own way, type it in the comments. "I unlock my $1,000,000 destiny." This is how you seal it. This is how you claim it. This is how you take back your power. Capricorn, the shadow has no more authority. The fear has no more grip. The million is yours. The blessing is yours. The abundance is yours. Walk boldly, walk freely, walk powerfully. Because nothing, not enemies, not family, not jealous watchers, not even yourself, can stop what has always been written in the stars for you. Capricorn, it is done. You are free. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. And your $1,000,000 destiny is already on its way.